Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to Season 2 of Prison Architect. I'm going to start a brand new prison and we have some new DLC to play with. We have the All Day and All Night DLC and the Psych Ward DLC installed as well. So that's given us some new options for buildings and some new options for gameplay as well. So, we're going to go with Prison Architect again, build our own prison. And we have prison gangs as before. This time we're going to go with prison gangs. We're going to give them a try. This could be pretty nasty. And we are also going to have criminally insane. This is part of the Psych Ward DLC. So criminally insane inmates are constantly suppressed, require new padded cells and psychiatric help to reduce their privacy, comfort, safety and freedom needs before they ignite. So this should be interesting. I haven't tried any of this new content before, so I'm going into this completely blind as to how dangerous this is going to be or difficult it's going to be, and I've never done prison gangs before either, so this could be very, very challenging. So we've got our big plot of land as before. We're going to very quickly build a prison, so let's I'm trying to remember how to pause time. There we go. Let's start by quickly designing our prison. So we're going to start off really, really small to start us with. We're going to go into planning and go to walls, and we're going to very quickly just draw in a cell block. So let's start by putting in a perimeter wall, and we're going to want that to kind of sit like that, and we're going to run it across here like so, and down. So this is going to be our main prison area. Everything's going to be built in here to start with. We can expand it as we go along, but just to get us going, this is going to be our sort of prison area. That's our perimeter. So everything's going to be built inside here. So we want to have a little bit of a gap from our perimeter to some fencing. And we'll run some fencing around the outside, like so. And connect that up down here. And now we're going to need to build a couple of cell blocks. So we want to have a little bit of a gap. So let's have a 1 square gap for a cell block. I'm just going to draw the edges here along first, and let's build some cells in. So the cells we want to be 2 wide. Oh, my stomach is growling, excuse me if you can hear that. And we want to go 4 across, and that's going to be our cell. So we want to have a nice little sort of gap. Like so. And I'm trying to decide whether or not to go with a wide open area with an area like that. I think we're just going to have a corridor. So let's go up like this. That's going to be our corridor. So how many cells do we want? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 10 to a block. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So there's our cells. All the way like that. So now we need to have a shower for our prisoners. So we're going to draw in a little shower block here. Again, we need to keep that sort of gap like that. We're only going to have 10 prisoners moving in. Actually, we want to have a double width. If we're going to have prison gangs, we're going to want to have ease of access in and out. So we don't want to make it too dangerous. That's going to be our doorway. Let's put in pathway just to denote where our staff and prisoners are going to be walking. that. So this is going to be our shower block. So because we've got, because we've got 10 prisoners, we need 2 blocks of 5 or 2 rows of 5 showers. So that's going to be our showers like that. We have some space for some drainage, so we can actually come in a wall across here like that, which means we can actually trim that off the top like that. We're going to want some metal detectors to come in, so we'll put those just there. Obviously that's going to be our doorway into the block, and we're going to want to put some metal detectors just there as well, and then these are obviously going to be our 10 cells, and we're going to want more than one block. So let's do the same on the opposite side, but we'll mirror that. So we're going to have a line coming down. In fact, actually, let's go back to planning. Let's make a change. What we can do is we can actually have the the other cells like this, so we can turn this into a block of 20. So let's bring that all the way down here like so. So these are going to be our cells on this side, and we're just plotting in the line so we know where we can build and what we need to build. So these are going to be our cells on this side of the wing. Stomach is still gurgling away. Like so. And again, we're going to want our showers. So that's just going to mark where the showers are going to be. We can erase these walls here because we know this is where the doorways are going to be. So let's just take that line out completely. And then just quickly just dot these walls in like so. So there we go. We've got a block of 20 there for 20 prisoners. Let's put another block in next door to it. So same again. We want to go across the top. And we want to come in 4. Like so. We want a corridor of 2, and then we want our cells on the opposite side of the corridor as well. So there we go. So we've got 2 separate cell blocks now. So we're just going to build all the way across here like this, and then we'll take these lines out. But this is just a quick and easy way of us gridding up where everything's going to be. We're going to try and get everything kind of mapped out in this episode, and then if we get time we'll start building as well, and then after we've done the cell block we're going to need to put in a canteen, we're going to need to put in a kitchen, a yard, maybe some medical facilities, and because we're doing criminally insane at some point we're going to need to put in some padded cells and so on and so forth as well, and we're going to have prison gangs to deal with, so that's going to be a completely new experience. So I'm really kind of a little nervous, actually, it has to be said, about prison gangs. This could be a very, very painful learning experience. But here's going to be our showers up here. So 2 rows of 5. And on that side, 2 rows of 5 as well. We want our metal detectors in just there. And just there. We need to start taking out some of these lines here, so take that one out and that one out. We can take out these like so. We've got plenty of different facilities that we're going to need to build within the inside of our prison. And one thing to be wary of as well is if you're building an actual solid perimeter wall like we are eventually going to do, we won't have to necessarily have the starting funds in, straight away, but when you build a perimeter wall like this, it's important to know that your water connections and power connections cannot go through the wall. So they need to kind of be built inside the prison as well. So let's do that very quickly now. Let's build a staff section over here. So we're going to want a room for our power and water. So to make sure we have enough power, we need a generator, which is 3 squares, but we also want to be able to build capacitors on all sides to really boost its power output as well. So we need something that's that size. So the question is, do we leave a gap? And I'm going to say no, we don't. So we'll make it nice and tight, because we're going to be a little bit pushed for space in this starting area. It's quite small. So that's going to be our power generator, and then next to that we will have a 1 square gap, and then this will be our water generator just there. So let's now wall that in, and this is our utilities room. There we go. And we can put a doorway in just there, so we'll mark that with a pathway. We need a storage room. Not sure if I want to put that inside the walls here. Up here we're going to put in our canteen and our kitchen, so let's again draw in some space. So we're going to need the ability to deal with 40 prisoners. Let's put in some pathway like so. We'll build some fencing around this pathway so that we can keep the prisoners roughly where we want them. I'm guessing there, like so. There's going to be a room across. So that needs to come out like that. So this is going to be our kitchen and canteen area over here. So we'll have the canteen and then the kitchen to the side of it. Let's kind of block that like that. So inside the canteen, we need to make sure that we have enough seating for 40 prisoners. So we're going to need 5 tables. Each table can hold 8 people. So go to objects, and that's our first table. That's 2. We'll actually put these end to end. That's 3. That's 4. Put table number 5 there, like that. We'll make this our entrance way in, and then we want a couple of dinner service sections. So that's 1 there and 1 there. I think they're 4 spaces. They might possibly be 5. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. This is going to be our main doorway in, so let's pathway that. Try and get it sort of between the areas there, and then this is going to be our kitchen in here. So we're going to need a separate doorway going in there. We're just going to have a single doorway going into the kitchen, and we are going to need a metal detector right inside for obvious reasons. We're going to need a metal detectors in there as well. So let's just block these with walls like that. There we go. Just looks nicer, I think. And now we need to put in things like sinks and cookers and so on and so forth. So we'll have cookers running across here. Actually, no, I'll make that the fridges. So we'll have 5 fridges, each going against the wall. We'll have some cookers. Let's see. Get a cooker there. Actually, we've got a sink there. We'll put a sink there. Sinks are 3. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 cookers like that. 2 across that side, 2 back the other way. That should hopefully be enough. put some extra cookers in there just in case. So I think we're actually looking pretty good right now for our kitchen and canteen area. Let's just path that in like that. We're going to want some fencing. Nah, that should be fine. Right, what's next? So we need a yard, somewhere for the prisoners to exercise. So this will kind of just run alongside here. Like so. This is going to be our yard area. And again, we'll have a double entrance in just there. Oops. Like that. And again, we're going to want some metal detectors just inside. So that's kind of our yard area. So now we have the cells, we have showers, we have canteen, kitchen, yard. We don't have a common room area, but we can get around that for a moment. We are going to need some solitary cells for when prisoners get out of line. That will happen. So let's build a solitary block over here. Let's put a gap in between the the blocks. And solitary cells we can be quite stingy with in terms of spacing. So what we're going to do is put in some solitary blocks like this. Actually, you need to give these an extra space. Oops. There we go. And that's 3. We'll double it on the other side. So we want to go a little bit more. We want to go 4 and 5. Go across the other side. Like so. And then bring that line down there. And our doors are going to fit about there. So each of these... oh, sorry, my throat is really bad this morning. Each of these cells is going to have space for a bed, which is 2 squares, and then a toilet, and then a door. That's it. So that's our solitary block just there. That's going to be our doorway in. We could do with a metal detector, I suppose, as well. Let's let's double the wall over here. Just make that a little bit extra, like so. And then that's our way in and our pathway between the cells. And put that pathway back in there as well, like so. Right. We're starting to make some good little progress on this. Let's try and get this pathway in a decent position. Get that connecting up like that. What else do we need to add in? We need a medical facility and we need a common room. So let's drop a wall down here. Turn this into a kind of a block over here. We'll have a medical room just here, and we want a morgue attached to the end of that. That should do that. Can actually probably go across a little bit more. There we go. There's our morgue and our hospital, our infirmary. That's the word I was searching for. And we'll put our doorway in there, and we'll put a doorway in there. We are going to need a metal detector. We need those everywhere. This will be a common room, like so. and then this will get split into a laundry and a cleaning room, like so. So let's put a door there and a door there, like that. We'll put in a couple of washing machines. We need an ironing board. We need a table, actually. A table's going to take up 4 squares. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll make that an ironing board. That an ironing board. Yeah, everything should fit in quite nicely, like that. And then just there we can put in a metal detector. Cleaning cupboard doesn't need anything in it. This is going to be our common room. So let's put a door in there. This is just going to need tables and chairs and stuff. We don't have to worry about too much with that. And this is obviously going to be our doorway in, just there. So I think before we start building too much else, we should actually start to build some of this stuff. So first things first, we have a couple of other bits and bobs we need to put in. We need an office to hire some staff. So I'm just going to build these down here out of the way very quickly. Nice and simple with this. We're just going to go to structure. We're going to go to brick buildings because they're cheaper. And we're just going to build a little office. It needs to have a 4x4 interior minimum size. So there we go. Let's get the materials in for that. And we need... I'll speed time right up. This is going to be our warden's office, and once we have a warden in place, we can then get an accountant in and unlock options through bureaucracy and start, unlocking things like being able to put patrols in and so on and so forth. Let's add another one of these offices for an accountant. There we go, get our workers in there super fast. And then we'll add another one for a groundskeeper for maintenance. And now we need to put doors and interiors and stuff in. So let's put in some staff doors. So let's get one put in there. One there. And one there. That door is actually facing the wrong direction, but that's fine. We can just pick that up and correct it. There we go. And now we need to add the options for these. So we go to rooms and we designate these as offices. So we scroll through, find office, there we go. And paint those as offices. And now we have to add in the missing items. So we need an office desk. That's in the wrong place. Let's do that again. We need an office desk. Let's put the desk like that. We also need chairs in each of these. So put a chair in. And into here, a chair in there. We also need a filing cabinet in each office as well, so we'll drop those in that corner. Like that, and there we go. They are our offices. So we've got the power symbol flashing because there's no electricity going to those. We don't need that right now. What we do need though is to hire some staff. So we need to hire, first of all, a warden. So he's going to claim one of those offices. You can see warden's office. We've got supplies lying around. That's because we don't have an area designated for storage yet. So we're very quickly going to build another room, which is going to be for storing stuff. So we want to go back to construction. Want to go to structures. Continue with the brick building, and we're just going to off the back of these offices, we're just going to build a room like this. That is actually a little bit too big. There we go, that's better. It's the right size. We need a door so that we can get in and out of this. So let's put a staff door in, and we'll put that in up top just there. Why am I trying to install a door on the ground there? I don't know, but we'll move that door over to there. And now if we go to rooms, and we want to go to storage like that, and paint this room as a storage room, and now all those leftover supplies that haven't been used, they'll all get picked up and stored in there. So there we go. And that actually gives us somewhere for our workmen to hang around in as well when they're not doing anything. So let's start putting in some structures. So let's slow time right down. We want to go to structure, and we're going to go concrete for our main buildings. So let's first off build our cell blocks. So we want to build the foundations for that there. We want to build the foundations for our solitary block, and we want to build the foundations here for our utility block as well. And I'm actually going to build those in brick for the utilities, like so. And then over here we want to build this in concrete as well. And we also want this in concrete as well. There we go. So we can now speed time up and watch them start to create all of those areas for us. And when they're done, we'll be able to actually start building on top of those foundations and putting in the walls and all the other bits and bobs. You'll see, well, you can see here, look, the markings that we put down are showing through, giving us a nice clear indication of where to put walls and items and so on and so forth. So I'm going to let these guys carry on building, and when you come back in the next part, we will be ready to actually start interior construction. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will be back with some more Prison Architect very soon.